Steve Regal goes for the eyes of big Scott Hall. Look at Scott Hall reversing around and right back into the bear hug. I'll tell you.
Out of the frying pan into the fire on that one.
Al DeRocher, Scott Hall has got some kind of upper body strength. He could easily crack one or two of Steve Regal's ribs.
Absolutely. He is a giant of a man, I'll tell you that.
Take a look. Steve Regal wanted to tag off to his partner, but Jimmy Garvin was nowhere to be found. Jimmy Garvin was busy taking a step into the crowd and missed the opportunity to tag off to Mr. Electricity. Of course, I can't necessarily say that I blame Jimmy Garvin. I don't know that I'd want to step into the ring against and around Scott Hall, who stands 6'9" and weighs about 305 pounds without an ounce of fat on him. You see Steve Regal going for the hair, but the referee was right there, Marty Miller, ordering the break. Now up against the ropes, Regal with a haymaker. Talking about upper body strength. You saw what that haymaker did to Steve Regal.
Steve is saying, referee, let's talk about this.
Scott Hall says, all I did was hit him with a forearm, perfectly legal. It's not my fault he flew halfway across the ring. There's no penalty for being strong, is there, ref? Now Garvin and Regal in a bit of a strategy session. They're going to need some strategy.
Yes,
the way
they
this
are.
team of Kurt Hennig and Scott Hall has started off.
Of course, if Hennig and Hall, as you said, Ken, if they can score a victory over the champions in this non-title bout, that puts them right up on top.
And so far, they have had things very much the way they wanted it. And Scott Hall now with a headlock on Mr. Electricity. Hitting upper body strength of Scott Hall. Off the ropes they come. Oh, look at Scott Hall. Delivers a greeting to coach Jimmy Garvin. Now returns a favor to Steve Regal. Garvin and Regal once again.
They're going to bail out, talk it over.
You see now on the screen the reaction is like this tremendous crowd on hand here in Winnipeg. About 99.5% of which Al DeRocher are behind Scott Hall and Steve Regal.
Absolutely, and Scott Hall is saying, we want those belts, we want those belts. Of course, along with those belts go all the contracts, all the glory, all the money. It's the epitome, of course, of wrestling is to hold those tag team belts, and that's what this Hennig and Hall want right now, and they want it bad. They get this, I'm sure the promoters have got to give them a championship shot.
No question about it. No question about it. Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin doesn't look too anxious to tie up with Scott Hall, and can't say as I
Can't blame him. It'll be interesting to see, Ken, what they talked over, the champions. I'm sure they said, hey, let's get this thing going. It's not going our way.
Probably the first thing they said is, boy, am I glad we didn't put the title on the line.
Yeah, right.
Now, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin resorts to the tactics he is well known for. The knees, the closed fist. Look at this.
Reversal.
Up and over, back on top of the scales about 12 feet in the air. Backs into the ring and out, falls right out of the rope. Onto the floor.
I'll tell you, that backdrop can send him up into the lights, up into the heavens with that one.
I think gorgeous Jimmy Garvin may have hurt himself. He just backed right through the ropes. Suddenly it gave way and he found himself on the arena floor. He's got a somewhat dazed look on his face. Scott Hall goes right to work, grabs him in a headlock. Continues to grind away. Look at that. Garvin trying. Look at that.
Can you
Garvin
believe that,
tried to
Ken?
tag off.
Did you see that?
Steve Regal wanted no part of it.
I don't believe it.
Clearly, Steve Regal refused to tag. Scott Hall says, looking for me. Here I am. takes him right down to the mat. I'll tell you, we've got to make it known if we get the opportunity at some point to talk to Steve Regal. I mean, he blatantly refused to tag.
Absolutely, without a doubt. And I can't remember the time when I've ever seen tag team champions and have a partner turn his back. I don't understand it.
Well, perhaps there's a little dissension brewing in the camp of gorgeous Jimmy Garvin and Steve Regal. We'll have to wait and see now. Now Garvin takes, now Steve Regal makes the tag. And Scott Hall sees it coming and greets Mr. Regal with a headlock once again. Tags off to Curt Hennig. And Curt goes right back to a headlock and grinds away. Whip that head around.
Talk about fantastic wrestling action. You're seeing it now, Ken.
Scott Hall jumps right in. Garvin irate that the fans tipped him off. I'll tell you, we're over 10 minutes into this one, Al DeRusha, and it's been all Curt Hennig and Scott Hall since before the bell rang.
Absolutely, and it's been non-stop action for 10 minutes too, Ken.
Look at the physique in the background. 6'9", 305 pounds. No wonder they call him Big Scott Hall. The man, Al DeRusha, as a hobby, when he has some time off from his grueling wrestling schedule, lives in Tampa, Florida, and he wrestles alligators at one of the local amusement parks.
I heard that he was being interviewed by some reporters the other day, and he was telling that story. That's absolutely unbelievable. I guess he and a couple of his buddies get together and go down and play a little bit with the alligators, if you can believe that one.
Curt Hennig cuts off shoulder block.
Hey, referee!
Well, Garvin tried to distract the referee. Curt Hennig came up and looked like a karate thrust. Now, wait a minute. Over the top rope, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin had referee Marty Miller distracted. Marty Miller didn't see it. You fans saw it clearly. Now Garvin tags off to Regal. Curt Hennig, you could tell, hurt his back badly.
Oh, and a kick in the head for his efforts, too, trying to get back into that ring. Now you see what happened. They're distracting the referee, and Steve Regal goes over and pounds young Hennig's head right on that mat, kicking him in the head.
Going back again. Curt Hennig, it could be, it's a very serious trouble right here. Regal again with a boot to the head. Scott Hall is absolutely irate in the ring, but every time he distracts the referee, Regal comes back with another boot. Another shot to the head of Curt Hennig. Runs his head into the end of the ring. Now that padding doesn't quite extend all the way. So he's hitting him right on the wood underneath.
Young Hennig trying to shake it off. Oh, and a knee right to the shoulders, and down he goes again on that hard surface. Boy, I'll tell you, he's got to be out of it, and another kick in the head.
Curt Hennig gamely trying to get back into the ring. Garvin there to meet him. Takes him off the far ropes. He missed. Oh, he caught him that time. Oh! Curt Hennig may be out of it. This could well be it. Count of two. I don't believe it. How in the world Curt Hennig was able to dig down. Oh, right into the knee. While the tag off. Garvin holds on, prevents him from tagging off.
Curt Hennig just going on instinct. I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows where he's at.
You talk about a glazed look at someone's eyes. Oh! Flying elbow right smack dab in the middle of the forehead. Now look at this. Instead of going right after, this is a mistake. Steve Regal strutting around, playing to the great crowd here. That may have cost him. Just giving Curt Hennig a few extra seconds to breathe.
Pile driver? Nope.
No, head cracker. Steve Regal very pleased with himself, tags off to gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. Garvin now goes for the cover. Again.
Just barely got
Now, I
it.
think there, Al, Jimmy Garvin made a mistake. He should have hooked that leg, taken the leverage out from underneath Curt Hennig. If he'd done that, he might have had him.
Absolutely, you're right, Ken, because I don't think Curt could have kicked out of that. It's going to be interesting if Curt Hennig can get that tag. See, he's dazed. He's looking in the wrong corner.
He doesn't know exactly what's happening to him. He's trying to tag off, but he doesn't know where he's going. It appears we may be having some technical difficulties with our picture. I guess these are all right. Now, Garvin again goes to the boot. Kurt Hennig has taken an incredible beating here. Oh. Steve Regal now the reverse chin lock. Continues to hold on. There you see a close-up of Mr. Electricity, Steve Regal. Continuing, Kurt Hennig out, Russia. He's been taking a beating for about the last 6 or 7 minutes.
6 or 7 minutes, Ken. He's been trying to get over into his corner, as we said earlier. He's dazed. He doesn't know where he's at. He tried to tag off in the wrong corner. He's going to try to get rid of this. If he can just get that tag off, look out.
You see Garvin again distracting referee Marty Miller. Regal pulling the hair. I'll tell you, refereeing a tag team match is the most difficult job in professional wrestling. But so far, Marty Miller has not exactly distinguished himself in that ring tonight.
No, he hasn't. It's a very difficult task to keep law and order in a tag team bout, especially with 4 great athletes in the ring. They're moving around that ring, Ken, and it's pretty doggone tough for one referee to keep his eye on everything.
Now, wait a minute, Alvarez. Take a look at the top turnbuckle in their corner. They've undone it. There's absolutely no padding on it whatsoever. Now, Steve Regal trying to hide it. Kurt Hennig gamely fighting back. Trying to get over and tag. I'll tell you what. Again, referee Marty Miller out of position. Garvin hammering away blatantly. Hennig has got to be out on his feet. There was absolutely no question about it. Kurt Hennig twice down this. Oh! Yep. But now, wait a minute. Garvin took a shot there, too. Both men Garvin.
Double knockout. They're both down, Ken.
Hennig trying to get to his feet.
Kurt's shaking his head, trying to shake it off. Of course, Garvin takes off.
He can run. Look at the crowd. Here comes Big Scott Hall. And is he raring to go? Oh.
Tremendous forearm smash.
Oh.
And they about like to throw him out of the arena.
Jimmy Garvin is playing over in the other corner. Scott Hall showing absolutely no mercy on Steve Regal. Oh, the comic drop. Regal pleading for mercy. I don't think Scott Hall feels too sorry for Steve Regal right about now. Off the ropes. Up. Drives him to the mat. Picks up Garvin. Slams him down. Regal slams him down. Picks up Garvin. Slams him again. Look at this.
What in the world?
Regal thinks he's got his own. I've never seen that one before. Oh, a head cracker. Steve Regal almost pinned his own man. That's one for the books. Now Regal holding Scott Hall. Look at Garvin. He's up on the top rope. He missed. He got his own partner. Count of 1, count of 2, count of 3. He got it. Absolutely unbelievable. Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin came off the top rope, hit his own man. Scott Hall covered him, and Hennig and Hall scored a tremendous win over the tag team champions of the world. But again, fans, remember, this one a non-title bout. This one a non-title bout. We'll show it to you again, just exactly what happened. Now there you see Garvin on the top rope. Off he comes, Hall gets out of the way, and he hits his own partner with a haymaker. Scott Hall does away with Jimmy Garvin. Count of 1, count of 2, count of 3. Your winners, Kurt Hennig and Big Scott Hall.